Hello, this is Dr. Lukes, and we're going to be looking at the problem that you're solving for Lab 4. In this case, we've got slope of negative kx over ky is negative 1/2, which is going to connect our values for our gas phase composition y and our interface composition yi. And we need to do this for a minimum of 10 points on the operating line. Now we're doing this for y going between 0.03, which is this lower point, and 0.017, this upper point. And we want to estimate the height of packing by taking the height of a transfer unit times the number of transfer units. And this formula turns out to be, in our case, 1.3, the integral from ya to yb dy over y minus yi. And we want to be able to do this using both trapezoid rule and Simpson's rule. Now the trick is Simpson's rule requires that we have an even number of subintervals or an odd number of data points. And so if you count our squares here, you're going to see that, one will be easier to do than the other, but just be cognizant of that you have the correct number of points that you need. So I'm going to be doing this by taking the y-axis and dividing it up. That gets me 14 data points that I'll be using. So therefore I can mark those y's along here. And then from each of those, I want to mark my interface lines. So I'm going to use a slope of -1 down and run of 2. And so I'm going to do this and I'll get a point. And I'm going to do this all the way down. So I've drawn in each of those lines, and what I want to do next is I want to build a data table. So I list my y's and my yi's that I'm going to read from here. So I'll read those off. So 0.03 and yi is 0.022. Okay, and I'm going to go through and do that for all of my points. Okay, so I'll get a column of those. And then I need to find my function. What is it I'm trying to integrate? In this case, the function, well, I'll write it up above, is 1 over y minus yi. That's my function. So 1 over 0.03 minus 0.022. And I can turn that into a number, but I'm doing this in Excel, so it'll do all the work for me. And then this is the column that I'm going to apply my integration formulas to. Now when I go to what is delta y is going to be my difference here. So this will be my delta y. And I have set this up so it is delta y is equal to 0.01 in each case. So you should be able to do the integration. You should get very similar answers between trapezoid rule and Simpson's rule. And your answers, if you compare with your other classmates, should be very similar to each other, but not exactly the same because you'll be reading your numbers off your graph slightly different, just different eyes. So this concludes this little video. Thank you very much for your time.